Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, and I do believe I've found the long-lost, overlooked but awesome number 53. I know, you guys were just dying to find out what it was. Just kidding, I think one person noticed that it was the one missing in sequence. So a while ago I made a list of all the cards so that I wouldn't repeat any, and I was 100% sure that I made a video on this card already. But the project folder for OBA 53 is completely empty on my second drive, so yeah. I assume I just meant it to be this one and either, I don't know, missaved the project or I don't know what happened, but it certainly didn't make it to YouTube. So here is, I guess, 89 because I can't prove it's 53, nor would I upload them out of order. The card is Karmic Justice, and it's awesome because it only costs 3, very playable, only single white, 2 generic, so very easy to cast. The artwork is hilarious. That picture right there, that stained glass window, that's your opponent's hopes and dreams right there. So this card was only ever printed as a rare in Odyssey, so pretty obscure, but then they brought it back for Commander 2015 because it is just such a Commander card. So of course it's only legal in Legacy, Vintage, and Commander, and of course other weird made-up formats, but it's not legal in Modern, unfortunately. But I've got to say, this is really specific, because there's one keyword that makes this not great. So whenever a spell or ability an opponent controls destroys a non-creature permanent you control, you may destroy target permanent that opponent controls. So does the tail end redeem for the fact that it doesn't include creatures? I'm going to say yes if your deck works that way. So they destroy an enchantment, an aura, I don't know, equipment, maybe some really important artifact, or actually one of your lands. I mean, it just has to be a non-creature permanent. Whatever it is, as soon as that gets destroyed on the stack, boom, you can grab any one of their permanents, including their lands. Toss that sucker in the graveyard. Actually, I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to touch your opponent's cards under that circumstance. So if you're running an all creatures deck, yeah, this does nothing. But if you're running like a combo heavy, I don't know, I mean, it wouldn't really help with like Pyromancer's Ascension when you're trying to get Storm to go off. Oh, they got rid of my Pyromancer's Ascension. I almost can't win now. I have to resort to like top decking and burning them. But you got to take out maybe their most important permanent along with it. But if they start going after like your treasures or vehicles, technically that would work. Just a couple other certain things. I guess auras. Now here's the thing. If they destroy a creature that has an aura on it and the aura goes to the graveyard because of it, I don't know the rule on that, but I'm going to say probably it wouldn't go off. I think I heard a similar ruling one time, and it's something like the aura is being destroyed because of a game rule, not directly because of your opponent, even though they're the one who originally caused it. They didn't target it, and they didn't cause it to be destroyed directly. So that sucks, but I got a fun ruling for you. If an opponent destroys Karmic Justice itself, it will trigger on its own destruction. I don't know why. I'm not even going to speculate as to why that works chronologically. I guess it's a simultaneous action where it's still on the battlefield until it isn't or something. I have no idea. That just seems odd. Now, there's one thing that does piss me off is the first ruling. A spell or ability that asks for a sacrifice will not trigger this card. So I assume that means your opponent, not just you. I guess sacrificing is not considered destroying, it's considered moving zones, but the weird thing is when it's a creature, it is considered dying, like a creature died this turn. So death and destruction are two completely different things, I guess. I don't think they should be. But here's a fun situation. Okay, you and your opponent both have Karmic Justice in play. Oh boy. I'm not 100% certain that this is how it would work, but as far as I can tell, basically a smart person would immediately, for the first trigger, target their Karmic Justice, but it's a little bit more complicated than that. Or maybe it would have to loop once, or I don't know. I refuse to get out a piece of paper and diagram this. So you both have one in play, and they destroy one of your artifacts. Okay, cool, so you get a trigger. Let's say you don't target their Karmic Justice. So you target one of their lands. Okay, so their land gets destroyed. Now your artifact already got destroyed, so that's not on the stack, but the trigger is. And then you destroy their land, and then on that destruction, so the trigger already went off, then they would get another karmic justice, which then they would, maybe perhaps target your karmic justice. But let's say that wasn't on either person's radar. They just really want to destroy your land. So they destroy another land. Well, then, okay, you destroy one of their lands. And then, it would just bounce back and forth. But if in the first place you targeted their karmic justice, it's not quite that simple because you would destroy theirs, but then on its own destruction, it would trigger again and they'd get one more of yours. So then they'd probably be thinking at that point, oh, I probably should have targeted his karmic justice. So they would, and then when yours gets destroyed, you would get another trigger. So then it's time for revenge. But I would just not play a mirror match with this. Hey guys, what if you had two of them in play? Okay, I'm done. I'm not gonna, nope. I'm assuming you pretty much just get double triggers. I mean, it's probably not that complicated, but just think you could use Mirage Mirror to clone this in response to them destroying one of your non-creatures. Or like before it happens, I should say. And then, ta-da, double trigger. Especially if they're actually destroying Mirage Mirror, because then you'd get two more triggers off of it. So yeah, lots of fun to be had with this, but you've got to have a sufficient number of non-creature spells, like a lot of just enchantments and artifacts that sit there and just do triggers. So if that's your deck, oh my gosh, put this in it. This is just too funny. I mean, I will admit it is a little bit smarter to just prevent your really important non-creature permanents from getting destroyed in the first place. This is fun too. So thankfully, since this was in Commander 2015 and not just Odyssey, the price has fallen a little bit. So it's only about $3.50, $4 depending upon where you're shopping. So yeah, pretty reasonable. I might maybe put this in my blue-white deck, but it's mostly spells and creatures. I'll have to recount. So hopefully you guys find a very fun deck to put this in, and I'll see you guys next video.